Who's ready for a laundry room reveal finally?
There can't be two studs in this house. No. I'm leaving.
But first, let's recap on how we got here. We had to remove part of this wall in the laundry room to remodel the closet that was on the other side of this wall. All because my husband was itching to have a saltwater aquarium again, and this is the only place we had to put it. Don't worry, we installed doors on this so you don't see the ugly backside of that aquarium. That top door is just extra storage, just in case we need it. And that bottom little door is for our cat so she can get to her litter box in the bottom side of this aquarium build. The goal was for this to look like a built-in armoire. And since we were already working in part of this space, I figured why not make this the laundry room of my dreams. My original plan was to get those LG stackable washer dryer units, and this is what we're working with so far.
Well, thank you. I'm so glad I can be your assistant.
My DIY bestie Michelle was in town from California, and I figured why not have her help on demo day.
Why are you sitting on the washer? The dryer.
I'm trying to help.
Get off the dryer.
So dang bossy.
I've seen it before where they were just stuck to the drywall.
Luckily, he was able to pop that off the wall pretty easy, but notice where he puts his foot? Get off of the washer.
Get off of the dryer.
Oh, God. Oh.
DIYing with your spouse is so much fun.
So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna get an all-in-one washer dryer. So if you put the clothes in there and it washes and then it dries. That's it.
Okay, so we changed our mind about the tower units, and I decided to go with one of those all-in-one washer-dryer combos instead. We were going to go with the GE, but ended up going with the LG, and it ended up working out because the LG is shorter than the GE is. I ended up drawing my plans on the wall so I could get a better idea of what I wanted to do and the size of everything.
Hey,
Meow.
you like my masterpiece?
What the hell?
Now, the whole purpose of the right side cabinets that I'm going to build is to house my Tineco vacuum and mop. So I was trying to figure out the sizing and whether I wanted them facing forward or sideways. And then it was time for the tedious process of cutting down plywood. I am building my own custom oak cabinets because I don't have the money to buy those. So we're going to DIY it. This is definitely a time-consuming process, but I can have the cabinets exactly how I want them without having to pay those custom prices. Now, if you notice what I'm doing here, I am gluing the edges and clamping them together and then shooting a few brad nails in the side before screwing them together with pocket holes. The brad nails just help the plywood stay together and not shift while you're screwing them together. I removed all the baseboards so that way I could get the base of the cabinet installed. This is so I can put a baseboard below the cabinets so that way they're not sitting directly on the floor. And if you notice, this thing is as big as I am. That was kind of hard to move. Now, there is a dryer vent behind this cabinet, so we ended up cutting a hole in the back of the cabinet so it could go through. We do not need this dryer vent with this washer-dryer combo, but we did still want to be able to access it. And then it was time to cut down some more plywood and build some more cabinets. This one is going directly beside the one that I just installed. The plan for this one, since it's so skinny, is to just be a drawer. We got that cabinet screwed into the studs, and then it was time to stain. I wanted to get these stained so I didn't have to do it all while they were in place. This stain color is my new obsession. It's Spiced Brown by Duracell, and it's so pretty. I ended up making my own baseboards that I'm super proud of. If you don't have a router in your woodworking arsenal, I highly recommend getting one. Also, look how hot my husband is in his shorts and cowboy boots. Now, we always laugh because my neighbor Shane always ends up in all of my videos. We wanted to get the dryer in before we installed anything else just to make sure it was going to fit around the cabinets that were already installed. Now I have to make the upper cabinets. This one's going to have shelves, and of course leave it to the husband to pinch the butt while you're on the floor. Of course, we got to have a little bit of fun while we're in the shop, right? Now, I build most of the stuff, but my husband's my muscle. He's actually a really great assistant. I was going to try to install this next cabinet on my own, but he told me not to because he was afraid I was going to drop it on a new washer dryer. So I had to be patient and wait for him to get home from work, and he did that. And then after his ride, he helped me with the next one. I put together the oak face frame for the front of this cabinet. That was a lot of measuring, but I'm so happy I got it right the first time. Now, we did have a little bit of a problem. We had this vent right above where the cabinets were going, so we had to remove that and we were going to relocate it, which means I had to patch and texture this drywall, and I am not good at that at all. Our orange peel texture is so hard to match with those cans. Like, they should just fire me from doing this job. Maybe I'll hire it out next time. But But once that was all filled, I put the rest of the face frames on. And then I had this bright idea to stencil joint compound all over the whole laundry room, and I forgot how tedious that was. And now for the drawer install for the Tineco gadgets. I needed a base so it came up past the face frame. And then I wanted the drawer to be pretty, so I built it out of oak and then stained it, of course, Spice Brown by Duracell. I got these heavy duty drawer slides off of Amazon, and I've never worked with these kind before. They are super heavy duty. I mean, look how beautiful it is. I did have my assistant install it for me because I told him that I couldn't reach very well. I mean, I don't know if I could have or not, but I really didn't feel like doing it, and he was there. How come I can lift and build heavy stuff whenever he's not around, but then when he's here, I'm hopeless? And now for the test fit. The funny thing is, I didn't measure forward and backwards of the drawer, and it fit perfectly, thank gosh, because I would have been so annoyed if it didn't work.
Since we don't have a dryer in here, since this is a washer-dryer combo, we switched our dryer plug. They have this adapter that can adapt it to a regular plug. I don't know the technical term, but also the vent is open down there for those who have asked. We're going to probably put something in it to plug it.
All right, I'm done with the cabinet build, but here I'm trying to build a countertop. And that didn't work out so well. But I did end up getting it to work. I know y'all hated the marble contact paper that I put in my pantry, but I'm doing it again.
That was way easier than I thought it was going to be, so why did I put that off for so long?
But hear me out, this one wasn't bubbly on the front of it like the pantry one was. Also, I couldn't use real stone because I needed part of the countertop to come up because the washer-dryer combo has the lint trap on the very top instead of the front. I was way overthinking the countertop, so I was excited that it worked out. And because I wanted to add a touch of fancy, I decided that I'm going to tile that back wall. Also, I found this beautiful tile at Home Depot, and the price was pretty good. I'm a little obsessed with this pattern I ended up using, and I might do it in the guest bathroom. What do you think? Do you like it? Now, last time I shared this, y'all thought I was crazy for baking my tiles, but I'm using a wet saw, which makes the tile wet, obviously, and I'm using a double-sided tape instead of mortar to put the tiles on the wall, and you can't put those on there wet, so this helped dry it out faster. I got the last few pieces installed, and then I could immediately grout. No waiting on mortar to dry for this double-sided tape stuff. What do you think? Do you like the pattern? I love how subtle it is with the lighter color grout. Now for the doors. We went and picked up some oak from a lumber yard instead of Home Depot because it was like a third of the price. Also, I tried making my own router table and it didn't work out so well, so my husband bought me a new one. It was pretty easy to learn how to use, and then I watched a YouTube video to learn how to build the doors.
My wife wants to show y'all something. Be nice. Don't be, the internet. All right.
So I made these cabinet doors. They're made of oak, and I made them with a router. I'm so excited about it. Let me show you how I made them. So you take the router and you go through here, and it's like a tongue and groove method, and it goes together like that. You see how that is? It goes like that, and then I made the part in the middle that goes in like this. I routed that out. I had to take some out from the back too, and then it goes like this, and then you put this piece on right there, and eventually you have to use like a little rubber hammer, but it all fits together like a puzzle. Isn't it so cool? Okay, I'm gonna get
My wife wants to show you. Very nice. How much?
and be like.
I needed wider pieces than what they sold, so I ended up having to glue a bunch of pieces together, which meant a lot of sanding. Now, I stained these before putting them together, just in case there's movement. That middle piece won't show any raw wood that hasn't been stained. I can't even begin to explain how excited I was to get that first door installed. We did use soft close hinges because I will never go back to regular ones. Now, there's going to be a tall drawer in the cabinet next to the one I just installed the door for, and I'm building this out of solid oak as well. I want it to be pretty, and it's tall, so that way it can hold things like laundry detergent, cleaning vinegar, bleach, those kind of things. I found this oak crown molding on Amazon, and it is perfect because it's not angled. It's at a 90-degree angle on the back, which is awesome. That means it's just a lot easier to work with. Got the crown molding installed, and then the cabinets finally looked done. I'm using the same hardware on these cabinets as I have throughout my kitchen, so that way the whole house kind of ties together. The skinny cabinet is really hard to install drawer slides in. I'm lucky I'm small. I got those installed, and then it was time to slide that drawer into place, and I'm so happy it worked out perfect. That was the last door or drawer front that I had to install, and the last pull, and then it was done. As a reminder, this is where we started, and I can't even believe how it's turned out. Like, I still can't believe I built that. And look how pretty that freaking oak is. I will be doing a review video on this washer dryer combo soon. There's only a few things that are annoying about it, but for the most part, we freaking love it. I'm not gonna lie, it's really hard to record small spaces like this. I had to put it on a wide angle because those cabinets go up 9.5 foot. And there's that fish tank area to the right. And then the drawer slides I installed on this one come all the way out, which is super handy when trying to empty the mop and the vacuum. And I think this drawer is the best idea yet. What do you think? Can you believe this laundry room took me 4.5 months to complete?